doing here?
Just stay here. I'll be right back. Oh, God.
I need something that's in a locker. The only thing is I don't know which locker.
What do you want me to do?
Help us find the locker. We're not leaving here until we get what we want. Find my diamonds. We cut you from side to side.
Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Today, I'm with writer-director Carlos Gutierrez, and we are talking his movie, Locked In. Can you kind of tell me where the idea stemmed from? And is it because you have stuff in self-storage?
Yes, of course. I mean, everybody, it seems like everybody these days has something in self-storage. It did, and it came through research of about 60 self-storages in 3 different cities that I've lived in that just, evolved into this kind of process of finding the right character to put in this situation.
Wow. So like when you were shooting, was it just primarily, because you can manipulate things. So I was wondering if it was primarily like on one floor of the actual storage place, or if you were actually going to different floors.
No, we actually went to different floors. We found the ideal partners for this. It was, it's a difficult task to ask people to, hey, can we take over your entire self-storage? Because we're going to have equipment on one, the actors on another. We're going to be shooting possibly B-roll on another. And so it was actually like having your own studio in a weird way. From a director's standpoint, it was like a great, thing to have, and have this luxury of being able to go from floor to floor and actually be able to kind of control the lighting, control the space where the actors are going to be. And actually the actors told me a couple of times, it felt like they were actually doing a play because of how controlled everything was,
So, well, speaking of the actors, you got some really good talent for this movie. I mean, Costas, Mandylor, Mena, Suvari, Jeff Fahey.
When you have great actors, you can actually move faster. The actors bring ideas to the table that you as the writer would never have thought of. And the interaction between them, it's just, some of them knew each other from past films. And there's just this kind of like synchronicity that develops between them. And plus, look, the honest truth is, they have incredible experience. Mena having been in Oscar-nominated movies, huge movies like American Pie. Jeff Fahey, my God, the guy's like, he's
on everything.
He's a national monument in filmmaking. It's like the guy has just got this incredible street cred. And Jeff honestly would just tell me these amazing stories on set. And it was so great because it made you feel like, wow, I'm part of like this film community that's making this happen.
I actually like you casting Mena as the mom, because that's what you bring it up. It's like, I still just remember, and she still looks as, just as young and pretty as she was like when she was in American Beauty, when she was in American Pie.
Mena came with everything ready to go. She knew her lines. She knew who the character was. She came up with an additional bio that I had already kind of built for her. And then she kind of took it and ran with it. And what I think she responded to the most, when she kind of originally met with me about it, was that this felt like a fleshed out character. There was a past, a present, and potentially a future, one way or the other, that this character had. And that's what she really appreciated.
I thought you did a smart thing. You controlled the elements, like you controlled the lighting, you controlled where you were. There was no outside weather to worry about. So I was curious, like, what the challenges might have been for you shooting this.
Honestly, we shot in Pennsylvania. It was really cold. We shot in December. It was absolutely frigid, especially at the end of the film when a lot of it is happening outside and outdoors. And that would be, I think, the main challenge, is just how to kind of get this kind of world around the self-storage so it didn't feel like you were in a spaceship. You wanted it to feel like it was really a place that existed in the real world. And so how did we kind of incorporate these real world elements, but still keeping this cool visual style when you're inside the facility, where it's like these long kind of tunnels and this very kind of cold blue light.
And then finally, you're the writer-director. So when you first look at that blank page and you're typing it out, you're thinking about your characters, and then you go to set, you shoot it, you lock it. Is the vision of how you first started writing it pretty close to the final cut for you? Or is it still different?
It's different. It's always going to be different. I mean, the way, writing is this kind of perfect scenario. Nobody can bother you. Everything goes right. When you're directing, you're dealing with real world, right? You're dealing with noises that can happen, things that happen, actors asking you questions that maybe you didn't know were going to come up. And so a lot of those things kind of help make the film actually better because it's organic, right? Because if everything was just shot on a green screen, it wouldn't be the real world. And I love to add a bit of reality into kind of these genre stories. And that's really what I excel at.
The movie is locked in. You can catch it in theaters, on demand, and digital May 7th. Until next time, I'm Rick Hong, and you've been watching Hollywood First Look.
The thieves stole 1.2 million in diamonds.
Are we gonna make it out of here?
I'm not afraid of you.